Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Tonight we are taking a look at the final chapter or track 4 on the sub-character remake album from Younha. This is Skybound. Shout out to our friend Hinshaw. Thank you so much for the request, my friend. If you haven't checked out the first 3 chapters, make sure you do that because those first 3 are literally parts 1, 2, and 3 of this story. The cool thing is, though, that none of these songs are related, really. Like, they were all made by different artists at different times, and Younha has picked them out to remake them and tell a cohesive story with them. So I actually am not familiar with the source material on any of these 4 songs. I've mentioned that in the other videos. So if I didn't know better, I would have thought these were just Younha's pieces. But Skybound, we already did the reaction. Of course, check that out on the main page. Fantastic song, loved it. Can't wait to get into the lyrics and see what we're actually dealing with as far as a message here. So let's get started. Now we got our little pirate club here, looking at the empty, dust-filled locker. Now she's getting ready to make new memories and decorate her life again. The metaphorical life of the inside of the locker. Love these anthemic strings going on here. Now they're BFFs with different flowers. Beautiful vocals here.
내 귀엔 talking about shit 더더 높이 빛을 향해 crawling 저기 저 천장을 부술 때까지 The oil of a winner through all kind of battles Look us in the mirror 드넓은 바다 그곳에서
Love that vocal work. Hold up. All right. So, obviously, normally on this channel, we go through the lyrics, and if you've been following the other videos, you already know that. So, but that's, if somehow you clicked on this video and didn't watch any of the other 3 and haven't watched anything else on this channel, that's what we do. We go through the lyrics, we try to find a message, and we talk about stuff in the video. So I have 2 lyric pages pulled up here because the first one I had pulled up as she was singing and I was seeing the subtitles, I was noticing a lot of subtle differences. So I think I'm going to go with the other one here. But we have, how far do you think we can go from here inside the ocean made by people flowing by? So that ocean made by people flowing by is really just talking about like almost like the mundane crowd, like everybody just moving in their own direction, but it's like literally a sea of people. And you know, she's tying this into her previous songs. You remember song 1, she basically sold her memories, good and bad, which essentially by the end of the song, she realized like, no, I need those, like, for better or worse, that's, you know, that makes me who I am. And then in the video, she went back to try and get the memories out of the locker at school, and they were gone. And in song 2, she felt like a sub character, literally, you know, not good enough to be the main character in her own life, but decided to try at the very end of that. And then song 3, there was this element of you know, going ahead and pushing forward, but there was also like the title of the song was Karma. So like there are consequences to the actions, but there's also like this cycle of life, I guess. So with these first couple of lines, even though the song is unrelated, like individually by the artist who originally did it, in terms of the story though, you know, she's setting off on this new journey, given to us by the title Skybound and the first line, like, how far do you think we can go from here? But that first line, how far do you think we can go from here, inside the ocean made by people flowing by also kind of hints at like this is limiting. Like this is um like I said, it's a limiting factor. Like how far do you really think we can go staying within this environment? So I think there's an element of wanting to get out of that as well. Following the far off stars seen distantly, I want to cut through the sky, riding the wind high. So yeah, she wants to rise above all of this and become someone new, go on a special journey, whatever. Also, getting to that going on the journey at the end of the chapter 3 karma video, remember, let's back up. The dialogue in chapter 1, I think it was, mentioned that she originally felt like her room was her whole world, and so she didn't need or want to step outside of that. And then she realized the world is bigger. And then, like I said, back in chapter 3 with Karma, you see her pack up some things like the Younha, I think it was the Mindset album. She threw it in the backpack, and then she actually left her room and she went out. And not only did she go out, but she had a smile on her face. I think she was even jogging at one point, like she was moving towards something new. Now, this video opens back at the school, so I assume maybe she was eager to go rejoin her friends that she had found at the school, but it could have also easily been the setup for this, like starting this new journey. So I know I'm trying to break this song down, but I'm also trying to break it down in context of the overall story here. The truths and lies of the world, in my ears, it's talking and talking about shit. In other words, like it's just words, and like it's not even necessarily meaningless, but that's kind of what I'm gathering here. Higher, more, crawling toward the light until I break that ceiling over there. So there's an established like societal constraint here, right? Where like society is going to hold you to a certain point, and she wants to break that glass ceiling essentially and go beyond that. We often talk about the glass ceiling as it relates to women specifically, like in the workplace, but it can be any type of restraint because you can see other people going beyond that point, and for some reason society wants to hold you there, so she wants to break through that. Then the chorus, I think that's the chorus. Yeah. So look up even higher, which is actually funny because the Hangul makes it sound like she's saying winner. It's not, but I thought it was because the next line is through all kinds of battles. So even though the subtitle said look up even higher, I kept thinking she was saying something about being the winner through all these battles. But anyway, look up even higher through all kind of battles. Look who's in the mirror. In that vast ocean, it's me. So the vast ocean, we're referencing back to inside the ocean made by people passing by, that second line. But also look who's in the mirror is like, well, two things. In Karma, we saw her literally singing to herself in the mirror, right? She was essentially discovering herself. And now and that's after sub character where she didn't really want to be herself. But now this look who's in the mirror is more of a like a taking pride thing. Like yeah, look at me. Like I see you, talking to herself. Like look who's in the mirror. I'm gonna make it. So now we have more confidence, or at least more hope. So we have this passion and this desire to go higher and go on a journey of maybe self-discovery or whatever. Probably chasing some dreams that maybe she didn't even know she had originally. So she's discovering all of this stuff. It's very cool. And also when you take it with that opening with like the strings and everything sounding very anthemic, it makes it like, I wouldn't say like a victory cry, but it does make it feel like almost like the fanfare at the end of the journey. Even though this is really saying like I'm gonna start a journey, it almost feels like the completion of the story where she's celebrating finding herself and, you know, taking the next step. So the final lines there: grab the steering wheel, follow this song, now spread the sails and ride the wind. I love that because that reminds me of some of her songs in Growth Theory as well. Or was it In Theory? No, it was Growth Theory. Where like she was setting out on a voyage, and I don't remember the name of the song, but I even remember saying like it felt like some pirate shanties at one point, and like some like not even necessarily Celtic music, but like it reminded me of stuff that I would hear in the anime fairy tale. I would have to go back and actually see what the track names were for that, but that's what this reminds me of. It's like it's setting sail for this new journey. All right, let's keep going. Gorgeous vocals. Her voice is so clear. See that word right there? I swear she's saying winner, but it's actually we're. So like with the le sound. Sorry, I know how to read that part in Hangul, but I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyway, so verse 2 was, there's no need to hesitate in these rough waves. So even though obstacles are coming, there's no need to hold back or be afraid. Following the path, slightly peeking through the thick fog. So the thick fog, of course, being things that would obscure your vision or maybe hide the dream or that make the path difficult to follow. There's still the path, you know, slightly noticeable if you look just at the right spot for it. So you follow the path. Look above those clouds over there, up in the sky full of stars. Throw away the habit of reading the room and everyone sing it together. Wait, is that how? Was that the line here? No. Okay, yeah, it's quite a bit different here. No need to think about others. Let's sing it together. So yeah, now it's not just about doing what she's hoping to do, which is again set out on this journey, maybe chase some dreams, who knows, but it's also about doing it and not caring what others think. In sub character, she was really down on herself, but now that she has kind of found herself here, or is, you know, wanting to go find herself, depending on how you're taking this, she's less concerned with others, and that's great because again, in sub character, she was concerned with how this other person, she wanted to be that person. She was jealous of how pretty they were, or how, you know, how much they smiled, how much they get complimented, all this stuff. But now none of that seems to matter. She's going off on her own regardless of what others say, think, do, look like, whatever. So we're going to get the same chorus here, and we'll pick back up after that. Alright, so her and her pirate friends here are like having a great time in the empty classroom. Now she's decorating her new life. This locker, like I said, is at least to me, represents her life. Remember, it was always empty, but at the end of, well, not at the end, but during Seasonal Crime, she put the memories in here and she locked them away. But when she came back, the lock was broken, the memories were gone, and the locker was empty, which, like I said, I think that symbolized her life, her heart, her mind, whatever. There was nothing left because the memories were gone. Again, remember that the memories are, you know, what makes us who we are at that point. And so at the beginning, I think, of chapter 3, they were talking about, or no, I think it was the end, towards the end, where they saw her locker and they were like, it's empty. And she's like, yeah, like, might as well fill it up. It's nothing but dust there now. So now they're actually decorating it and putting in, not just putting stuff in, because remember, we saw a lot of it was like copied stuff out of the manga, and it was all like the same stuff that they were putting in the other lockers, but a lot of this stuff looks different. You know, there's pictures of different people. Pretty sure this is literally Younha's picture. I want to say it was from the Mindset album, but I could be wrong. But there's just different pictures of her in here, along with other things. So it's like she's living again. She's, you know, she's got the smile. She's decorating, metaphorically, her life with more memories and, you know, things that maybe she's done or that she wants to do. Ah, okay. Hey, there was something. So this right here was a nice nod. The Cardi sticker. I didn't even notice that when I did the reaction. Why does that matter? This song was originally performed by Cardi. So it's like a little Easter egg, like a little shout out. Beautiful vocals. Okay, there's the Mindset. Oh, I was wrong. I said this scene that we're about to see happened at the end of the Karma video. It happens in this video, which makes so much more sense, actually. But it blurred together in my mind because I had already done the reaction to this song. My bad, guys. Oh, you see she's packing up some of the albums. She's smiling. And now she's heading out to the room beyond, to the world beyond her room. By the way, I'm that line, like, take the steering wheel, I didn't mention it, but it's also a really important line. I focused on the part about, like, now spread the sails, ride the wind, but the grabbing the steering wheel is literally like taking control of her own life at this point. Instead of all the stuff like, you know, feeling like the side character and all of that, this is now like she is literally in control. Maybe she's the main character now, or maybe she decides she wants to be. The point is, she's in control and guiding her own life here. But you see, now she's running off, like jogging out. Got the smile on her face. I also love that this part right here with the ad-libs, I'm pretty darn positive Younha is singing, you know, fly away during this part where she's jogging, but it's not in the subtitles and it's not in the lyric page anywhere. I wonder, is it? No, it's literally not anywhere on here. Well, the second page says fade away, but I think she's saying fly away. Let's back up and see if we can hear. Still sounds like fly away to me. Which makes more sense because the title is Skybound. All right. So, yeah, that was Skybound. What'd you guys think of that one? I thought it was a fantastic end of the album. I love the triumphant victory type of sound that we have here, where our girl who kind of had lost herself has now found herself or is on her way to find herself. yeah, a lot of fun. Really cool how Younha took all these songs and put them into one story despite not being related. Um, Karma, for me, I mentioned in that video, the song itself, like I could relate it to the story, but I had trouble, getting a better grasp on the song individually. But the other three I feel pretty confident with. But now that we've heard all four, let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Which song was your favorite? Which song was your least favorite? Did you have a different interpretation of anything? Let me know. But shout out to Hinshaw again. Thank you so much for the request, my friend. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell to enable your notifications. And if you want to get a request done like Hinshaw did, there are one of two ways to do that. You can either subscribe to the Patreon at the gray tier or higher. Shout out to our friends who have done that. Thank you guys all so much for your support. Gray tier and above get access to all the free and paid content over there in addition to your monthly request. But if you're not interested in any of the content that's there or the recurring request, then you can get individual requests by looking in the description below. There's a link to PayPal and instructions on how to use it. So feel free to take a look, and I will see you guys for the next video. Take care, everyone.